Hello, welcome to Sunday. I have a 2-card tarot reading for you. Now, yesterday's was a difficult couple of cards. We had the challenging cards of the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. So I hope your Saturday wasn't too challenging. But let's see who comes in today to see if we can shine a little bit more light onto that situation and what was kind of going on with that. Okay. Oh, right, everything just fell out there, but the two that were facing up, that was the first card and that was the second card. Okay, that kind of makes a little bit more sense, really, because the first card that's coming for us today is the Emperor. And the Emperor is number 4. So, yesterday we had 2 5s. I'm not seeing the 4 as a backward step. I'm seeing the 4 as having something taken away out of our life that's made us more stable and more focused and more ready to pursue our dreams and what we actually want to do. The Emperor can come across quite tough, quite harsh. He's certainly somebody that doesn't suffer fools. He's in line with the Aries energy that he kind of represents or that he's ruled by. And all that kind of fieriness that comes with Aries. You can see his ram's hat there, helmet, couldn't think of the word. So, 4s do denote stability. So I kind of feel like there has been a massive shift over this weekend from going from a place of realising that chaos and drama is not really where we want to be and being quite tough in order to get ourselves out of that situation. So it might well have manifested in an argument or, as I say, deciding to just walk away from somebody or putting in some really strong boundaries for people that, it's all very well saying walking away from people, but sometimes you can't walk away from people. Sometimes they have to be in your life for whatever reason. It might be your children, it might be your elderly parents, you might be caring for somebody, you might sit next to somebody at work that tests you every single day and it's like an effort to try and spend 8 hours sitting next to them. So, these are people that aren't just going to disappear out of our lives. We have to find a way of working in that difficult situation. And I love the fact that the Emperor has come in because I feel if there's anybody that has worked through difficult situations, it's him. If you look at where he's standing, he's in a very what might look like a vulnerable situation. He seems to be sort of high up on the sort of mountains. This is very much sort of standalone area, but even so we kind of trust that he knows what he's doing and he's going to guide us, because you say he's that Emperor, that warrior, somebody that we look to for guidance and that we would trust and stand behind as he ran into battle. So he commands that kind of energy. And I think when we really truly know ourselves and take on that masculine energy, which isn't always easy, especially if you are a mother or, like I say, dealing with parents and they still see you as the little kid. It is difficult to try and bring on that very forthright kind of characteristic of the Emperor. But I think it is sometimes needed and necessary for us to find our power and stand in our own power. And I really do feel that's why that Emperor's coming in. There's also an element, obviously this is a collective message, but I also feel like this is coming in saying you need to sort your crap out, basically. So that could be on a very practical level of maybe tidying your house and getting things in order. I also feel for some of you that might be paperwork. There might be a particular I want to say like insurance or something like that you're dealing with, that you've got to speak to a company and it's really difficult. And you can't be bothered to sit on hold for 2 hours, but it's that kind of thing of, no, you've got to do this. You must make that phone call, sort that paperwork out, or, put your life in order. The Emperor is all about putting stuff in order and getting yourself ready for the next part that's coming in. But what I love with that really fiery masculine Emperor energy is the lovely soft energy that's this second card here, the Nine of Pentacles. Now, I do love this card. I think yesterday when I saw the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, my heart sank a little bit. So I thought, oh, that's a difficult read. But seeing this Nine of Pentacles, I kind of feel like sometimes that sort of difficult stuff's necessary to get these lovely, beautiful cards that come in as well. You know, we can't always have it our own way, can we? Sometimes we have to deal with difficult stuff. And the Nine of Pentacles is somebody that, you know, depicts a person that's really worked out their own self-worth and is self-reliant, self-sufficient, has managed to accumulate their own wealth. So he's not necessarily asking other people for help because they know they can manage. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they've got an abundance of money, because I know obviously not everybody feels that way, but it's that idea of knowing that you can cope with what life has given you. And that might be, you know, a lovely Three of Pentacles, or it might be slightly less, but it's that idea of knowing, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be all right. I love this lady's companions as well, the peacock and the tiger. And she's also got the birds there gathering berries for her, almost like working for her, working with her. And I like that idea. I kind of feel like a family unit working together, albeit a very strange family unit. But, you know, it's that idea of finding a breakthrough, finding a way forward. But I feel like if you're getting this message, you're almost the one that's got to be the grown up. And right, this is what I expect. These are my expectations from you. This is what I will and won't accept. I know my worth. It might be that, you know, you might have a particularly difficult person in your life that's always trying to put you down, and you're not going to stand for it anymore. You're going to ask them to be more mindful of how they speak to you. Or again, it could be putting in, you know, those strong boundaries that are needed when we have difficult relationships. Or, you know, we talked yesterday about that Five of Wands and the chaos and the Five of Swords and the mental anxiety. That's not going to happen anymore with this Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this lady's going, no, I'm sorry, that's not what I want to do anymore. So we're going to do it my way now. And again, taking that really fiery masculine energy, but putting it in a really loving, polite way. I feel like this lady's really tactful. And yeah, she reminds me actually of our Princess of Wales, who is now obviously was the Duchess of Cambridge, but our lovely Kate, because she just looks really beautiful there. But it's that idea of just sort of commanding a sort of presence where they're lovely and kind and thoughtful and really care about people, but you can see that they're kind of projecting a real knowing their worth and knowing what they stand for. I think that's what I was trying to say. So this is a lovely outcome of our very difficult cards from yesterday. And I hope that whatever's happened over this last very hard week, I'd say the energy's been really, really intense. And maybe the outcome or the end of that week was a little bit challenging, but I feel like we're in a different place now. And going forward into next week, it's going to be almost that decision that we're not going to be doing that again. So I hope you like that reading. I'll be back again tomorrow. Please do leave me a comment if it resonates. All right, have a lovely Sunday, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.